one. There is no other way. Gozu picks up another knock. He takes down one from Timor-Leste, and it looks all the more likely that they're going to win this game. Smile gets spotted.
That's a placement. He wants a second one. That's a big knock. That's a big opening. Can Cambodia do this? Can Cambodia get them both? Can he step over the top with the UMP? The timing's there, but the punish from behind. It's Smile who ruins it. It would have been a big kill. Now it's a big res for Myanmar because they need every single man they can. Vietnam wants to hold them out.
Makes sense for them to do so. Diving competition, as we said, and they do have the man advantage as well. Batman. My personal favorite nickname in this lobby. Very close by. Rest of his teammates are covering from the distance, so he has to be careful of not getting dropped. But by the looks of it, nothing really will come off of it. He's got that big rock to kind of play around off. It's once again, it's a pretty good spot. The question is, does he know that there's a player already moved up behind him, which is Smile? And also, does Vietnam really need this fight? It looks like they're not really pressuring to get into it, but they're also not doing anything else. So at some point, they gotta understand something has to be done.
Would be nice to clean that up. Would be nice to take that space. If you're Vietnam, they see they still have space in front of them, but it's going to get more and more contested. Myanmar on the other side, they don't have as much, and they're rolling into a four-man team on their north. They've got to be careful. That's the first knock coming out. That's Cambodia coming alive. 1-2, just like that. Smile is the last one up. Oh, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone awry. He's trying to send it towards the center now. He's going to have to figure out, do I want to play for a few kills here, or do I want to play for survival? Neither of the two is very likely to be successful here, Felix.
No. I don't think any of that decision is really going to bring them any further. Smile is now the last player left alive. Vietnam, 6 frags. I've been hyping these guys up from the beginning of the tournament. They have disappointed me to some degree, but they are still standing strong. And in the end, it all comes down to the last 2 matches. So if this is the start, the beginning of their comeback into the top 3, that would be one miraculous run. And by the looks of it, that run, once again, has just started. Just 5 more points to catch up to Malaysia, who was in the top 3 at the beginning of this game. That's how close everything is.
It's so stacked. It is so stacked. Now, that's a banger knock. That's an opening and a half.
What Lamborghini? Are you kidding me? Come on, man. He's got 860 damage already, 4 kills. I said they need him, and it looks like he's back. It looks like Lamborghini is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy. I mean, it is his day. Lamborghini's just come into PUBG PC. Now, a man called Lamborghini is tearing up PUBG Mobile. It's no coincidence, for sure.
It is.
It's meant to be.
Can't be.
It's meant to be. Now, so they're trying to follow this up. I think they want to close this out. They're just realizing it's not as free as they would hope. It's not an easy ridgeline to be taken control of, but if they take control, they're setting themselves up for a good game here. They've brought themselves into a bit of a 3-1 split, which is something I'd love to see, because they leave one player off to the quiet side, they leave one player off to the side that they have control over, and then the other 3 are working on teams ahead of them, and you can see how they pressure Cambodia off that rock.
It would have been such a perfect fight for them to take. No one could have third-partied them. And also, it was a 3-man only at one point. So I don't really understand why Vietnam was so hesitant to take it. If you know you've got your back against the wall, you need exactly these types of fights to qualify, which is double-digit rounds with lots of kills. And it's not going to get easier than this, right? You have advantage, man advantage, and positional advantage. Then why not take them? I was really surprised to see Vietnam not push this further. But I think they didn't want to give up on all the good positions they had on the eastern side, which could potentially secure them more placement points in the long run. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not that really pays out. For the time being, I think it was the wrong decision to take this fight head on. But I guess it's also too early to tell.
This is a situation we're going to have to keep an eye on. This is not going to be easy for either of these 2 teams. They're both out. They're both eliminated from the circle. So I said Indonesia, once they have to cross, their biggest problem is going to be the 4-man Malaysia sitting in their backs, right? And it is proving to be true for now. Malaysia can move a slight little bit later than Indonesia has to, or at least take a slight little bit less blue damage. So they could sit this out for a little bit longer, but it's tough for either of the 2. It's a hard cross for either team that tries to make it. And I'm not sure what the perfect strategy for this is. I'm not sure if it's the smoke wall approach that we've seen yesterday, or if it's some sort of Hail Mary vehicle send to the middle. Not sure what the right reaction is, but either of the choices they take are going to be extremely hard to execute here.
Looking at Vietnam predominantly because they have the most amount of space in between their players. And they've also got a pretty good position. I want to say that eastern side of the hill gives you the most amount of kill potential. Look at how everyone has to move in and has to fight each other. And these teams, they have to move in straight towards them, are the teams they need to beat on the overall leaderboard. Vietnam has the perfect position now to not only take as many kills as they can, but also take out your direct competition. Let's see whether or not that's going to happen. I think that's the 5th, maybe 6th knock from Lamborghini in this round as Kenny falls to his knees.
Kenny falls to his knees, but on the other side, Bhutan's being knocked. Indonesia is making the push on out successfully for now, which is also absolutely massive. So Malaysia struggling, Vietnam holding on. There's another chance to get a player out of his car. Lamborghini strikes again. The man's unstoppable right now. And oh boy, this is not going according to plan. Malaysia is struggling to make it out of here, and they're just getting peppered left, right, and center. What is this man doing to them?
I don't know. Lamborghini, he's in a row right now, and he doesn't seem to be stopped. The brakes on this guy have been taken away right when Vietnam needed him the most. Like the Dark Knight, which, funnily enough, is his teammate. He's come back just in time to save his country. Not the city this time around, but his country. And let's see whether or not that works out perfectly. Lamborghini gets the flash because his teammate, I think that was Gozu, picks up the last frag on Jimmy. These are 4 more frags that are being secured. We are at the brink of witnessing absolutely miraculous scenes. Next fight is coming on up. It is again 2 absolute top contenders, especially Indonesia, who is taking on Bhutan. But look who's running up in the distance. It is Vietnam, and maybe they can get the perfect down just right.
Oh, Indonesia is flooding this. They're running this over. They're closing this out so fast. It's a good nade that stops them in their tracks a little bit. Razy comes around with the M4. It's beautiful so far, but look at the aggression from both sides. It's no chance at all. It's Vietnam, Maldives combining, and it's a big game for Indonesia, but it's not meant to be. Instantly cleaned up. Vietnam is doing so much work here, Felix.
Yes, and I think they also got one of the frags against Indonesia. They must have. I saw that on the kill feed. They must have gotten 1 frag, maybe even the last one. That means they're on 11 points right now. It all becomes so very possible. It's just a matter of who's winning this round, and let's be honest, Maldives at the moment, not really the favorites after the scared approach they've had in the last game. As much as I love the Maldives, they haven't really shown us they can close out these games, quite in contrast to Vietnam. Yes, sure, Vietnam hasn't really been too convincing either, but they've got the experience to do so. And oh my lord, they've got Lamborghini right now, which is more to... I thought he was going to get knocked. Which is more than all the other teams can say about themselves.
Currently, they are winning the Lamborghini tiebreaker. They have 1 more Lamborghini than anybody else in the lobby, and that's really been their measure of success for this one. They do get a knock towards them, though. That's a big one. Kwanji instantly in the vehicle, trying to raise a player back up. Because remember, they are playing this 3-man split. They left Batman behind to hold what they consider the safe ground. He's gotten himself knocked. He's getting himself pull-upped as well. This is not great for Vietnam right now. They really don't want to lose that player, but Lamborghini is the one. What? From what distance does he just save his teammate there?
I have no idea, and I think Astrox has a clear idea of where Quan Chi is playing from as well. And this is the only knock right now on Vietnam. They will lose him. He will bleed out. There's nothing that can be done about this anymore. But doesn't change the fact that they have massive advantage. Second knock comes in. This is a huge nade. Vietnam is taking things into their own hand. They might clutch this round. And not only that, they might just catapult them into the top 3 in this qualifier. Unbelievable scenes. 13 frags with only 4 more teams to go. And look at the scenario they're in right now. They have the man advantage on everyone except Timor-Leste.
Aye, they're picking up point after point, elimination after elimination. Look who's still proning in the middle. Look who's still staying alive, getting them as his team at least a few placement points. Myanmar is smiling right now. 2 for Cambodia on that western edge. You could see Quan Chi. He thought they must be to the south. He thought that's where they have to be held up. But they're not going to be a big factor. The big factor is, can Vietnam clear the top here? And that's another knock. Maldives getting slaughtered. Timor-Leste, can they come over the top? Can they dethrone Vietnam on that northern side? That's what's needed right now if this lobby wants to have any chance versus Lamborghini.
Yeah. That desperately needed, to be honest. Next circle, let's be honest, around here doesn't really favor anyone. There's good ridge lines on every single side, and that's the beauty of Miramar, quite in contrast to what we've seen over Erangel today, where we had specific compounds just being heavily favored in terms of winning it. And maybe except for the last round, it's been very clear on who's going to take it. Lamborghini, 9th frag as they clean up Maldives on that eastern edge. And I gotta get hyped again because Vietnam is doing the impossible at the moment. Timor-Leste has lost a player in the meanwhile as well. That means 2 players left standing for them and Cambodia. And Vietnam has taken back man advantage. If that doesn't hype you the hell up for the last game already, no matter the outcome of the next one, there is no other way. Gozu picks up another knock. He takes down one from Timor-Leste. And it looks all the more likely that they're gonna win this game. Smile gets spotted out. Just 1 HP left standing on him. Someone's surely gonna peek him too. And that means 17 frags already almost safely secured for Vietnam.
16, make that 17 in a few seconds here. Gonna look to close out Timor-Leste on the north. Gonna look to close out the duo on the south. This feels unlosable at this point. This feels like it's just checking off boxes for Vietnam. They've been so clean in this. They've been so decisive and so surgical in how they keep control of this and how they've been playing their fights. It's beautiful stuff from them right now, and it feels hard to believe that they might not win this round. It feels like they're just gonna walk all over everybody else.
It does feel like it. Cambodia on the other side, the only team that does really have a say in this, but they haven't been consistent in this qualifier. They've not shown us that they can get these long-range shots down, that they can compete with the likes of Vietnam. They're very far away from them in terms of the overall leaderboard structure. So, we're gonna have to wait and see. First one rotates in. That's another good pick, potentially, for Vietnam. Right below him, good shotgun shots. He's still alive, though, and he's got the UMP kicking. Good nade. Takes Lamborghini down to 20 HP, and he's gonna have to fall back, at least for the time being.
Aye, first bit of resistance, but there's still Smile. He's still proning it out. No idea have Cambodia that is even a factor. Whenever he stands up, whenever he decides to get into this, he can make this even easier for Vietnam. Does he want to do that? I'm not sure. Is he happy with a single kill? He's throwing out the flashbang. At least he was toying with the idea of it. He does have 1 kill ahead of him, but he wants more. He wants a placement. He wants a second one. That's a big knock. That's a big opening. Can Cambodia do this? Can Cambodia get them both? Can he step over the top with the UMP? The timing's there, but the punish from behind. It's Smile who ruins it. It's Ghost who gets the knock, but it's Smile with the flush, and he's keeping Myanmar in this by the skin of his teeth. It's just 1 left for Vietnam. It's a 1v1 over the top. Who's gonna take it? I have no idea. It's Smile!
What? Oh my lord, it's Myanmar coming out on top, ladies and gentlemen. What is that? That is the biggest upset of the round.
What?
Somehow he makes it work, and he not only gets the round, he got 2 more points on top of it. They did not have 8 eliminations before his original engagement in this fight. Unbelievable scenes. Vietnam not winning it. P 100%, no matter what. Sure, Yami's in the race as well, but he's not had that single or maybe twice, third kind of performance in a row at the very day where it comes down to qualifying or not. That's only up to Lamborghini so far. Unbelievable.
Crazy stuff. 24 points for Vietnam, 24-18 for Myanmar. I think they both took a qualifying spot in this.
You can see the riding on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always, they need a new replacement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation.
What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah.